as hell by Lizzo on Amazon Music.
Good morning, y'all. What's up? I'm so fired up, and we are going to get the energy off the house this morning. And so I'm going to play one of my favorite songs in honor of my good friend Laura Lori. So Alexa, turn it way up. All right, guys, it's Sunday and I'm fired up. Who's fired up? All right, so we're gonna get to work this morning, but I want the energy way up. So if you haven't worked out this morning, just get it bringing. Come on. Baby, how you feeling? Feeling good as hell. Who is on fire? Like, you feel amazing that you're a part of Isogenics. Like, I wake up and I'm like, yes, thank you, right? So I have like 60 seconds to just get you guys in a state, get you excited, get you motivated, get you grateful. I see my Barbara is out for a walk. Who else is like getting some exercise right now, multitasking? My girl Sherry's probably already worked out. Tell me where you're zooming in from. Hi, Laura. She's at like my favorite coffee shop in St. Louis. Good morning, Judy. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Diana. Now, who knows the chorus, right? This is like my favorite part. Woo! This is how I feel every day with Isogenics. Not even Monday payday, every day. We're going to give it like 10 seconds to see who else is fired up. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Annie. Woo! We got the UK in the house, Florida, Washington. Alexa, turn it off. All right, you guys. Good morning. I hope you guys are excited. I want to go ahead and thank Lauren, not me, Lauren, our amazing Lauren from corporate, who's going to be putting you guys all in the waiting room. I know she's been typing busy in the chat because I tend to talk fast so you guys can get the scripts. But I've got a few action items for you guys today, and I want to just first highlight like how amazing has this week been. Like, there are some of you that have done this every single day. I mean, that's 500 to 1,000 of you that kicked off the week with Lindsay Winia. We had amazing training from Kelly and Julie Ervick and Lynn Hagedorn and Lisa DeMeo and of course Emily Vavra, my girl Jessica Rigner. Like, does it get better than this? Susan Sly, like what? You guys have to realize how amazing of a company this is, that you can learn from the best of the best, and that we don't compete with each other, that we truly have a one team motto, and that we soar when we do this together. Like, are you kidding me? Like, there's nothing like this out there. So I'm going to bring it home for you guys today. We are at the end of Grow Week. We're at the end of an amazing promotion with Cyber Monday and Black Friday come early specials, that it is like the most perfect time to get to work. So I want to just tell you guys, for those of you that don't know my story, I was the busiest person on the planet. And I don't say that to compete with anybody. I say that to tell you that if I could build this business in the pockets of my time, you can build this business in the pockets of your time. When Isogenics came into my life, you guys, I was working 80 to 100 hours a week. Let me tell you that again, 80 to 100 hours a week. I worked from 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. to midnight plus 7 days a week. Christmas for me in the 2000s was like, Mom, do you think the family wants to come eat at the restaurant I'm bartending at? I can put you guys in my section so I can see you. Like, that's how I spent the holidays. So I would get up early in the morning and I would train clients. I was a personal trainer. I would go to my office. I was a nutritionist. I would see clients. I would go to a doctor's office I worked in. I would see patients. I would leave. I would go teach group fitness classes and train another client. And then I would go bartend and wait tables. And I would sleep like 4 hours and get up and do that every single day. I have 2 bachelors, 2 masters. I was buried in student loan debt, and I love health and wellness, but I chose professions that didn't pay me worth a darn. And I was so upside down financially that I had to work all these jobs, like literally just to pay my bills. There was not a lot of savings in the overhead, right? I was like paycheck to paycheck, and I was praying for a solution. Now, I was introduced to network marketing for over a decade. I looked at companies that made no sense to me. I could see right through the flaws of the compensation plan and said, I don't have the time to invest in something that won't work. I looked at products that were not good. and I saw Isogenics and I thought, oh my gosh, there is nothing like this coming around in my lifetime again. Lauren, you better get to work. We have the most cutting edge, science-backed, incredible products. We have the freaking Cougars. We have a compensation plan like no other in this bomb ass culture. I was like, I have got to do this. And I know a lot of you feel the same way. That's why you're on this call right now. But literally, when I tell you I built this business in the pockets of my time, I listened to trainings just like this. When I was driving from job to job, I had Lynn Hagedorn playing, I had Lisa DeMeo playing, I had Emily Vavra playing, I had Kathy Coover playing. I was committed to learning this business. I was talking to a brand new girl on my team today, and she's like, Lauren, I'm failing at this. I said, are you freaking kidding me? You've been doing this for 3 weeks. Do you have any idea how many bad spin classes I taught before I had a full spin class? Do you have any idea how many personal training sessions I screwed up on? I went to school for 12 years, and someone in 12 days is like, I suck at this. I'm like, how bad do you want it? How hard are you willing to work? How committed are you willing to be? And so in the pockets of my time, you guys, I would get to a job. I'd be like, okay, I've got 15 minutes. I'm going to message a couple people because I was fired up. I loved the products. I'm not a selfish person. I wanted to do this with my friends and family, and I got to work. And so now that you have a little bit of understanding of where I am, and I'll tell you, I'm like the girl with hustle and heart. You can't outwork me, but you also can't outlove me, right? Like I have high expectations for you, but it comes with a huge heart because I want this for you. That I really want to start this call with you guys realizing how grateful you are. Jim and Kathy are so invested in you. They don't have to be doing this. This week was spearheaded by our own Kathy Cooper. She did a training for you guys called Driving the Line a couple weeks ago. If you haven't watched it, watch it as soon as you get after this. It's amazing. She's showing 3-star and above executives how to drive your team, and she's showing the brand new person how to plug into your upline. It is right here at your fingertips, but you have to decide to take this training and really go with it. So I'm going to go through my own IPA sheet. For some of you that were at ISA Academy earlier this year, you saw it, but I'm going to bring it back to you today. We're going to go through it. So we're going to do a little bit of training, and then we're going to do a little bit of work. We're going to do a little bit more training, a little bit of more work. That's what the next like 45 minutes or so is going to look like, because I want you to get into action, but I want to set you up for success with it, okay? But before we dive into that, I truly, truly want you to be grateful. I want you to find gratitude. If you are not in the right state, if you are coming from a place of chasing PI bids, trying to get somebody, right? You're in this like I have to do this, or my upline's not going to work with me, or, you're not realizing what you're really, truly a part of right now. We have to work on that, okay? And so I challenge you guys, whether you are brand new, you may have been with Isogenics for a matter of days, and Trudy Maples was like, get on this call. Tanner Kirkpatrick's like, get on this call. And you're like, who's Lauren? Why do I have to get on this call? If that's you, that's okay. And if you've been doing this for 5 years and 10 years and you need a, kick in the butt and you need to get fired up again, good for you. But I want you to do 3 things. And then I'm going to I'm going to play some music, and we're going to really change our state here. Okay. So if you're taking notes, the first thing I want you to do when we talk about gratitude is I want you to write down 10 things you're grateful for. You could be grateful for your freaking dishwasher because you don't have to wash those by hand. I am, right? You can be grateful for a significant other in your life. You can be grateful for social media. Do you know how many people we can connect with because of social media? You can be grateful for Zoom because we're on this call right now, whatever it may be. But here's the twist. When I mute and I play some music for you, I want you to write down specifically right now, today, what in the heck are you grateful for that Isogenics has done for you that no other company, opportunity, culture could replace? So for me, it goes something like this. I am so grateful because I have the most rich friendships across the globe. People in my life like Erin Harrison, Jessica Rigner, Renee Schreibman, Jamie Lynn Curley, Lindsay Winya, I would not know because of Isogenics. That these are people that fill me up, that they make me want to be better. They make me want to push harder, serve more, and I only know them because of Isogenics. Think about a mentor in upline, someone who has gifted you something, that they have recognized you, that you felt seen and heard. And it goes something like this. I am so grateful for Janie Elo. At a time that I was so broken, so broke, so unhappy, you saw my potential. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You recognized me for everything I did. You brought out the best in me and you encouraged me to serve and pay it forward. Think about these products. Think about what this nutrition has done that no other nutrition has done for you. I'm so freaking grateful for cleanse days that I don't feel guilty if I have French toast and mimosa today. So I'm going to cleanse on Wednesday and I'm still going to slip into my skinny jeans next week, right? I am so grateful for Ionics because it makes my relationships better. It makes me recover from my workouts better, makes me be a little bit patient with my stepdaughter, right? Whatever that is, I want you to write out 10 things specifically only Isagenix has done for you. Because when you get into this place, when we reach out to people and you're like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm selling them. Oh my God, right? Like I'm totally bugging them. No, somebody reached out to you and you're here because of that. So come from this place of gratitude. The second thing I'm going to reiterate on what Jessica Rigner trained on, because I believe in it wholeheartedly and we learned it at the same time from Eric Cooper. Your intention statements are so freaking powerful. Today, I allow myself to attract people who are. It works in two ways, y'all. Number one, it will bring the right people to you. You become a magnet for the people you are looking for. Also, it will work on your subconscious mind, your reticular activating system, so you find those people. When you're scrolling through social media, if you don't have clarity, you're gonna get distracted in the mess. But when you write out, today, I allow myself to attract people who are positive, who are influential, who have a burning desire to change their life, who are fun, who have heart, who have hustle, who have grit, that are uplifting, that are encouraging. When I put myself into a group like the Peloton page that has 30,000 people in it, I scroll past the negative Nancy because my subconscious mind is like, you don't work with that person. And I naturally gravitate to the person who's loving on everybody, who's encouraging everybody, who's adding in value. And the third thing, and again, I'm going to piggyback on what Jessica Rigner said, because this is the foundation, you guys. It's so true. And we both have held each other accountable for 7 years. And we do this before we reach out to people, is your I am statements. It starts with you. Look yourself in the mirror. That reflection staring back at you is who you're showing up in the world. So if right now you're telling yourself, this is hard, everybody's going to say it's expensive, everybody's going to think I'm in an MLM, everybody's going to think I'm bugging them, I don't want to do this, blah, 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 blah. That is what's going to boomerang right back in as soon as you reach out. But if you stand up, right, you look yourself in the mirror, you say, I'm feeling good as hell, right? You get yourself all fired up. You say, I am powerful. I was created on purpose. I'm a leader. I'm a shaker and a mover. I care about people. I work hard. I serve people. I'm proud to be a part of Isagenix. That is what you're going to find. You're going to attract these type of people in. So I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to keep the music playing in the background. And for the next like 2 to 3 minutes, I want you to write out 10 things you're grateful for, but specifically that Isagenix has done that nothing else besides Isagenix could have done. 1 or 2 intention statements, and then yes, please write out your I am statements. Let's get to work, y'all.
Imagine Dragons on Amazon Music.
I just saw someone that said they're driving. That's okay. Just visualize it, feel it. Think about the things you're grateful for. Think about the people you want to attract. Say it out loud to yourself. I'm gonna give you guys just about 60 more seconds. So remember, 10 things you're grateful for, only Isagenix has done for you. Something the Cougars have done, an event has done, the products have done, a paycheck has done. Think about your intention statements, your ideal business builder, right? You're the captain of a team, you're the coach, you're the scout, and you get to pick your board of directors. What does that team look like? What are the characteristics of your ideal team? And who are you? How are you showing up in the world to attract in those people? Alexa, pause. All right, you guys. So hopefully you have a little bit of focus on where we're going, a little bit of gratitude, a little bit of joy in your heart. If you didn't see in the chat, I put a link to my IPA sheet, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen for just a second so you guys can see what this looks like. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know actually if I can right now on here. Well, I put the link in there so you guys can have it. And I'll make sure Lauren has it so she can send it to everybody too. She just reposted it. That's my IPA sheet. And I trained on this at ISA Academy, and it looks a lot like this. And I print this off all the time. I encourage my team to print it off, and we're gonna go through this right now. And so the very first thing I want you to know is there's a part-time and there's a full-time way to do this. So I realize there's some of you that have little kids at home and you're homeschooling and you're working full time, and it's hard, and that's okay, but no action will move the needle nowhere. Some action is progress. And then if you really are wanting to do this full time, or this is the only business you have right now, then there's a different, it's the same action, but there's a different quantity to really kind of get you there. And the first thing is making sure you reach out to 3 new people a day. You guys, this is the minimum. It's a numbers game. If you want to have double PIBs, if you want to have 2 enrollments a week, on average, you're talking to 10 to 20 people, okay? And that means that a lot of people are going to say not now in the very beginning, and that's okay. They're not saying no to you. They're just not ready. And you've got to just keep finding the people who are. And so when you're keeping track of your new people, this is the new reach out. If you're using the Penny app and you go under content, there are so many things that have been uploaded in there because of extra from other leaders, which is amazing. Lindsay Winia has put in a ton, but I'm going to give you a couple of mine that I use, and then we're going to go to work again, and I'm going to pause. I will tell you that Jessica Rigner and I both use that U method that she trained on. If you guys were not on the call on Thursday, it was amazing. But the EWWW, it's to edify them, tell them what you have, tell them what's in it for them, and then what do you want them to do? So it would go something like this. Aaron, what's up, buddy? It has been so long since we connected. I know that you are one of the most influential people out there. I watch hundreds, thousands of people watch your motivation videos all the time. You bring such joy to this world. You are such a light. You are such a positive, influential person. I'm not sure if you've seen what I've been up to over the last couple years, but I have a hold of something that is going to knock your socks off. I can only imagine the opportunities available for your beautiful wife, Leslie, and your beautiful sons if you grab a hold of this opportunity. I want to chat with you. When do you have just a couple minutes to hop on the phone with me? I'm available tomorrow at 11 or Tuesday at 5. So I edify him. What do I have? Why does he want it? And what do I want him to do next? Here's another one. Miss Sherry, oh my gosh, you are one of my favorite people to watch on social media. You post the best recipes, you motivate people all over the community to stay in shape, and I freaking adore your page. I don't know if you've seen what I've been up to, but I'm a part of an amazing team, an amazing community with positive people just like you. I can only imagine the opportunities that would be available for you and your family with residual income, with the most unlimited personal development in a community of people you can serve. When do you have 5 minutes? I can chat later today or tomorrow morning. So they don't have to be in depth, right? I'm not sending movies. I'm not sending details. I'm not sending the whole comp plan and every ingredient from ISA product. You edify what's in it for them. What do you have? What do you want them to do? Okay. Now, another format that I use comes from Eric Worre. And you state, I'm in a hurry. This gives you permission to be terse, right? I'm fast, I move fast, and I'm a great multitasker. So when you think about talking to people and you say, hey, I'm in a hurry, this gives you permission to be fast. The 60-second timer on Facebook is on purpose. Don't send 5 of those, right? It cuts you off at 60 seconds for a reason. So I'm in a hurry. I thought of you because, remember, you're picking your team. The captain of a football team is not going to pick someone who can't catch, who can't run fast, and has no agility, right? I picked you because you're fast. I picked you because you can jump. I picked you because you are quick, because you can catch. Why did you pick this person? Tell them. There's so many times people message me and are like, Lauren, I really want to reach out to Emily. Okay, why? Because she's amazing and she's influential and she loves to help people and she's dynamic. Okay, tell her that, right? Like we get in our head about this, but it's I'm in a hurry, right? I thought of you because, and then if I, would you? That's neuro-linguistic psychology. If I do this, would you do that? So the conversation goes something like this. Hey, Laura, I know that this is probably crazy, but I thought about you because you are so fun. You're so into health and wellness. You bring so much inspiration to my feed. I'm in a hurry right now, but I would love to share with you about what I've been up to. If I set aside just 5 or 10 minutes to have a virtual coffee chat with you tomorrow, would you be open to connecting with me? You're just building relationships, okay? Here's another one. Oh my gosh, Julia, I'm in such a hurry right now. I'm in the middle of like running into the store. I'm about to cook brunch for the family, but I had to reach out to you. I've been watching your Facebook. I have seen how you lead people, the encouragement that you're offering in such a divided time in life. And I cannot wait to chat with you. You're the exact type of person I'm looking for. If I set aside just about 5 or 10 minutes this week to block off a virtual coffee with you, would you be open to chatting with me? Okay, so I'm in a hurry. I thought of you because if I, would you? Now, here's another one of my favorites. And this is something that I've been working on with other leaders that I kind of did. And I use this a lot, you guys, on Instagram. I do this a lot on Facebook. I do it on LinkedIn, especially if I don't know people, right? You still want to stalk their page enough to find out if this is someone you want to work with. Like if I go on someone's page and all they've been doing is bitching and being negative for the last like 3 months, no, thank you. Okay, so like go on there enough to just make sure that this is still someone you actually want to be friends with in life. But I would say something like, oh my gosh, this is such a random message. I can understand if you think I'm completely crazy, but I landed on your page and we have some big things in common. In particular, I love seeing people out living their best life and being so unapologetically for who they are. You're clearly doing both. Such respect for it. I would love to chat with you, get to know you more, share with you a bit about what I'm up to, and also learn about how I can help you. When is a good time? So sometimes when I just connect with like powerhouse people and entrepreneur people, I always just say like, I want to share what I'm doing. And can I learn a little bit more about you too? Like it can be a give and take. So I'm gonna, again, be quiet and I'm gonna let you go to work for about 5 minutes on this. But if you've not watched Kathy Coover's Driving the Line call that she did, one of the things she highlighted in the beginning was your customer acquisition. Where are you getting people from, right? Where are you building these relationships with? Are you finding people off LinkedIn? Are you using Facebook? Is it Snapchat? Is it social media? Are you meeting people at networking groups online? Are you meeting people in the grocery store, right? Like, people laugh at me if you guys could follow me around for a day. Like, I talk to people everywhere. Like, I'm like, hi, how are you? How are you doing? And then I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'd love to connect with you, but I got to check out right now. Are you on Facebook? Like, I'm constantly meeting people. But when you use your IPA sheet and you're like, I need to find 3 people a day, if you're someone who doesn't like hiding behind social media and it's awkward for you, then go out. Even with your mask on and even with social distancing, you can meet people. I go into coffee shops. I don't go through the drive-through, right? And when I'm waiting to get my drink, I'll ask them things. And I'll just be like, thank you so much for your great customer service, you know? And I said, you must really love what you do because you're like so happy to be here. And whatever they say, and I say, you know, I don't know if you keep your options open, but I would love to chat with you about what I do. You would be great at what we do. Right? How can I get a hold of you? There are people everywhere. So I see the question about the script. I will type it in there. Absolutely. I want you guys right now, though, to get to work and reach out to a minimum of 3 people. Whether you're using the view method, right? Edify them. What do you have? What's in it for them? What do you want them to do? If you're using them in a hurry, but I thought about you, if I would you, if you're just coming from your heart and you're like, hey, I think we'd be friends in real life. I want to get to know you. When can we chat so I can learn a little bit more about what you do and tell you a little bit more about what I do? People want to help each other. Whatever one you're using right now, we're getting to work. 5 minutes on the clock, a minimum of 3 reach outs.
Underdog by Alicia Keys on Amazon Music.
about 2 more minutes for your initial reach out. I put a couple of the scripts in the chat so you guys can copy and paste, text those to yourself, Facebook message them so you have them afterwards. Put your flair on it, your kind of spin, your taste, your personality, but they're meant to be more of like a guideline and a template than an exact script. Alexa, play again.
I'll repeat the song. She was walking in the street alone, up and homeless. He was nameless, he was homeless. She asked him his name and told him what hers was. He gave her a story about a life where the glint in his eye and a corner of a smile, a conversation, a simple moment, the things that change us. If we notice where we look up sometimes. They said I would never make it, but I was built to break the mold. The only dream that I've been chasing is my own. So I sing a song for us, let's straighten at the bus stop. Single mothers waiting on the jet to come. We don't teach us, student doctors.
Alexa, pause. All right, you guys, so let me see it in the chat. Who at least messaged one person? Even just one, and I want to celebrate that. I know I set the bar for 3 right in the chat, but if you even just got 1 out, like amazing. Look at right now. I mean, there is a couple hundred people on this call. And if we all just set out 100, I mean, that's like 200, 300, 400 people that are hearing the Isagenix story, right? That we're inviting to take a look. People are hurting so bad right now, physically and financially. When you realize the gift that we can share, what we are able to do for people, and you can get out of your head on what people think about you and into your heart on what you can do for them, think about the ripple effect that we have. So if you're following along with my IPA sheet, you guys, the link, Lauren and I both put it into the chat. It is an Isagenix business. If you type in income producing activities, Isagenix, you'll see it. I made it for ISA Academy. The next thing we're going to do is follow up. And I want to just chat with you a teeny bit on this because I know that the follow-up is sometimes where it's scary. Some people are like, I'm great at doing the initial reach out, but I'm really bad at following up, because this is for sure when we're like, I'm bugging them. I'm totally bugging them. Now, here's the way that this goes, okay? So I'm all excited. I messaged Tiffany and she's like, yeah, I totally want to chat with you. And she no-shows my call, right? We schedule Zoom and she no-shows. The story that we start to tell ourselves is like, oh my gosh, Tiffany went and signed up with somebody else, or, she doesn't want to be a part of this. She didn't want to hurt my feelings. She's totally ghosting me. And she doesn't want to do Isagenix and I suck at this, right? If you can relate, like, I think we all have this drunken monkey in our head. But in reality, what happened is Tiffany got called in by her boss, and she doesn't know about Isagenix right now, but she had a work deadline and she's not that excited about this because she doesn't know what we know yet. And life got busy and she forgot about it. You know what? Sometimes, have you ever messaged somebody? Have you ever gotten a message? Put it on your end. You've gotten a message. You're like, oh, okay. And then you're in the middle of something and you forget about it. And someone's like, hey, did you see that? And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm such a jerk. I totally forgot to respond to them. But when we are waiting for someone to respond to us, we tell ourselves all of the stories on why they don't want to do Isagenix with us, instead of just remembering that people are busy, people miss messages, people forget things, and life happens. And I'm also just going to tell you guys, timing is important. It took me 6 years to say yes to Isagenix. Okay, my cousin, who is my sponsor, 6 years. I'm pretty sure that she's still excited I'm in her downline, right? Like, it's okay. It might take people a really long time. Some people sign up on the spot. Some people it takes a long time, but it's not up for us to give up on them. So with the follow-up, I want you guys to remember this. And I heard this at an Isagenix university when I very, very, very first got started. 80% of people will stop before the 3rd follow-up. However, more than 80% of all yeses are between the 4th and 6th touch. So most of you are quitting before the 3rd touch, but it's like the 4th, 5th, 6th is where the magic happens. So now if you open up a chain, so here I am, I've been messaging Mary for a while. I'm like, hey, you want to get on a call? Sure. And she blows me off. And then we don't really talk about anything else and we reschedule. And I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, there's this special. Oh, hey, guess what? There's this seasonal banana bread out. Oh, hey, here's another special. That's the only conversation. You're right. You're bugging that person. And you really don't care about them. You care about a sale. But in the meantime, if you're following up with heart and you're building this relationship and you're building trust, that's where this comes from. So let's say Mary and I had a call, she didn't show up for it. And I say something like, hey girl, I hope all's okay. It didn't seem like you to be the type of person to not show up for a meeting. I'd still love to chat with you. I just want to make sure everything's okay. Right? And she's going to say something. Oh my gosh, I totally wanted to call you. The whole family's sick right now. It's just not a good time. I'm like, no worries at all. We'll circle back at another time. So my follow-up is something like in a day or two, because I really do care. Hey girl, I just want to check in. How's the family doing? Are you guys doing okay? Is there anything I can do for you? Right? If I was going to have an appointment with her and she said to me like, oh my gosh, I'm so upside down right now. My dog is sick. We are at the vet. I'm just overwhelmed right now. Thanks for reaching out to me. Now's not a good time. In a week or so, and I circle back and I was like, hey, I just wanted to check in and see how your dog's doing. Is everything okay? Is there anything I can do for you? Can I pray for you? Like, can I send you anything? Is there something I could do for you? Right? Like they're building trust. We're building the relationship. And then I might circle back and say something like, oh my gosh, I just love the family photo. Looks like the dog is all healthy. I'm so excited for you. And then I might circle back, right? This is like days, weeks at a time, months at a time, and be like, hey, I know a long time ago we chatted about Isogenics, but we've got like the sale of the year right now, and I don't want you to miss it. Like this is the best pricing of 2020. I thought about you. If now's a better time, I would love to invite you to take a look at what we're doing. Okay, so there is a lot of different ways that you can follow up, but I want you to remember you're building this relationship with people, okay? It can't be like a ping pong ball where you're just like hitting people, and they're like, if they don't send it back, like you got to work on another way to have that conversation going, okay? So I'm going to give you a couple of my follow-up scripts, and then I'm going to, again, allow you guys to work, and we'll put some of these in the chat. I actually have a Google document here that I was making for my team, and I'm just gonna go ahead and give this to you guys right now. That has a lot of different scripts on it, some that I've wrote myself, some that I've collected from other leaders. So save that. You guys can go ahead and copy and paste right out of there. But I will tell you, you know, the main thing of the follow-up is to remember something that they told you, so you're really paying attention. Like, be empathetic, bring that back to the surface, and then why you are following up with them, like why you still want them to do this. So, you know, I talked to a leader not too long ago in another team, and she's just struggling. They don't have good systems. They don't have another company, not another team, another company. They don't have good systems. They don't have good duplication. She's really not passionate about her company, but she wanted to make it work. You know, when I followed up with her and I just was like, hey, I just want you to know that I watch your posts and I see how hard you're working. You know, I see the loyalty that you have. I see your compassion for your team. But I also remember when you said that you weren't sure if that was your final stop in network marketing. Like I listened to you. I know that you're looking for a team with systems. I know you're looking for mentorship. And I just wanted to remind you that I'm here. You know, even if you just want to start with our products right now, see if that is a good fit, you know, like come take a look. I'm here for you, right? Remind them of what they told you. So I'm gonna put the music on. I'm gonna put you guys back to work. And the goal right now is 3 follow-ups.
Please Come Alive by Hugh Jackman, Kate Alice Settle, and others on Amazon Music. Alive by Hugh Jackman, Kate Alice Settle, and others on Amazon Music. So bright, reaching up to the sky. And it's so very wide, your legs will fire. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be.
You guys, one of my favorite follow-ups when I just say, hey, I know I've been telling you a lot about Isogenics. Our team is on fire right now. You would love this energy. You would love this culture. We are springboarding into 2021, and I've got a spot for you. When can you chat? Right? Like, just remember that people are drawn to your energy. They are drawn to your enthusiasm. They want to be a part of this. And it's not for us to decide like who's too busy, who's too rich, who's too broke, who's too healthy, who's too unhealthy. You know, if people had prejudged Janie Elo, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's way too wealthy. She married this NBA player. Like 500,000 of us would not be here. Do you know how many millionaires are in Janie Elo's team? But what people didn't know is that Janie was almost an empty nester, and she wanted the fulfillment, and she wanted to serve other people. And she saw this as a mission-based business. And that's why she's so successful, because she cares about people. So I'm going to give you guys just about 60 more seconds, but you know, with the follow-up, if you're leading with the products of, hey, I know we talked about doing a cleanse earlier this summer and it was kind of a crazy time, but as we go into the holidays, I just want to let you know I was thinking about you. We've got an amazing Healthy Through the Holidays challenge I would love for you to be a part of. Let me know if you've got some time to chat this week. You know, if you're leading with the opportunity of just like, hey, I know I brought this up to you a while ago, but we're in a season that families are demanding an income producing asset around them, that they're demanding ways to diversify their income. And I have an opportunity with the best solutions that you deserve to hear about. When are you willing to chat with me, right? Is now a better time? And just really to come into the heart. So just about 30 seconds, I'll let you guys finish up your follow-ups. You know, and for sure, using the Black Friday and Cyber Monday promos that Isogenics has given us early, like it's a really, really great way to circle back to people. Okay, so let's hear it in the chat. Who at least got one follow-up? You know, 2, 3, some of you are really good at this. Maybe you got 4, 5. Way to go, Erin, Sigrid, good, Veronica, Mary, Amanda. I mean, doesn't it just like, I mean, you can feel the energy around this. This is why this is so good to do with your team. There's such accountability. Like when I do them with my team, sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, I would not have reached out to 3 people. But because I was on this Zoom and this grid with 100 people, we all reached out to them. So really, really, really good job with that. Now I'm just moving forward with my IPA sheet. So for those of you that hopped on late, in the chat, Lauren and I both have put it in there so you guys can print it off, your part-time version or your full-time version. But the next one is your acts of service, right? So we had 3 new contacts with 3 follow-ups. In your acts of service, you guys, this is where we are the light to the world. We are in a massive season of division. There's so much negativity out there. There's so much fear. And how can we just show up as people who are paving the way to a brighter way, to make someone's life better, to show our hearts of service? And there's a lot of ways you can do this. And sometimes I start my day this way before I even do the reach outs, right? Because it'll change my energy. But this can be the birthday messages that Jessica Rigner trained on, just pouring into someone. Hey, Julia, I just wanted to wish you the most amazing birthday. I hope that you have an incredible day. I hope that this year is full of health and abundance and success and love. And I just wanted to reach out to you and tell you that I'm thinking about you. I hope your friends and family are celebrating you to the fullest. I'm toasting you from afar, and I'm wishing you the most magnificent day. Can you imagine? It's like when Facebook tells you that these are those people's birthdays, you sent 3 of those memos instead of going on their wall and writing HBD, like HBD with the other 900 people that wrote HBD. Like, what sets you apart? How you do one thing is how you do everything. Acts of service can be a compliment. Do you know what it's like to be in the grocery store and just turn around and be like, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. And they're like, oh, thanks. This doesn't mean you're enrolling that person. That just means you made their day a little bit better. Your energy, so people are around you, your energy that attracts people in because they want to be a part of what you're doing is why we do this. When was the last time you wrote a handwritten card to someone in your team and just said, I just want to say thank you for being an amazing customer. You support me and my family so much. And I want you to know I appreciate you shopping at my virtual franchise. I appreciate you trusting me with your health goals. Your residual income, what you're going to get paid tomorrow, is more on your customers than it is your business builders. Thank them, right? Scroll through LinkedIn and randomly read a post that inspires you and tell them, hey, Carol, thanks so much for that recent blog post. Like, I loved what you said about leadership. I'm going to, implement some of those things this week into my team. There's a lot of different ways. You can send flowers to someone. You can send recognition to your team. You can compliment someone through a voice text. You can thank your team. You can send birthday messages. You can do it even when you're home, right? When's the last time you just told your spouse, like, thank you for being amazing? My life is a lot better because you support me. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock and I want you guys to go out and do 3 acts of service. We're going to keep raising the energy so we attract in great people.
Here's the Champion by Carrie Underwood, featuring Ludacris on Amazon Music.
I'm going to give you just about 1 more minute. So, if there's people in your team pages that always cheer people on, always post recipes, always answer people's questions, like, just message them, right? Like, Jamie Lynn, thank you so much. Like, I just appreciate all the value you add to our page. You add so much to our culture, right? Send some birthday messages. One of your most loyal customers, Laura, I just want to say thank you so much. You've been supporting me for 6.5 years. I appreciate you. I appreciate your family. I've loved seeing you invest in your health. And I just wanted to say thank you and mean it. So I'm going to keep this call going because I know we just have a little bit of time on our Sunday morning, but you guys can be jotting this down and you can do it later. You can do this, 5, 6, 7 days a week. But so far, we did our gratitude. We came from a place of what Isagenix has done for us that nothing else could have. We did our intention statements, so we're clear on the people we want to align ourselves with. We did our I am statements, so we make sure that we're telling ourselves we are the people that we want to attract in, the people we truly want to partner with. We've reached out to a minimum of 3 people. I really encourage people, 3 new contacts a day. We have followed up with 3 people, right? People we've already chatted with, just remembering that it takes 4, 5, 6 touches sometimes for people to say yes to Isagenix. 3 acts of service where we're just the light to the world, right? That we show up with brightness, that we just want to make people's lives better, leave them better than when we found them. And now here, I'm going to move into a little bit of a scary topic for a lot of you, social media. I encourage people who are doing this part-time to post at least daily. If you're doing it full-time, you need to be posting multiple times a day on some platform, right? It can be LinkedIn, it can be Facebook, it can be Instagram, it can be your stories, but this is the light to your virtual store. This is people that know you are in business. Do you know how many people deep in my downline end up reaching out to me because they think their sponsor's not doing it anymore? They're like, hey, can you help me? Because I don't know if Jen's still doing this. Or like, hey, can you help me? Because I don't know if Brooke's still around. I'm just throwing out people's names. I'm not really talking about leaders of mine that aren't doing it. But, and I'm always like, oh no, they are, but I'll help you. But that's because people know that I'm doing this. Now, I want to empathize with you because there's a lot of you that are like, I don't want to put my pictures out there, right? Like, what are people going to think about me? But I'm going to remind you, a good majority of you are on this call because you saw someone's transformation picture and you went, wow, I want to look like her, or like, wow, I want to look like him. So use your story to inspire other people. If you want a lot of customers, if you want a lot of product users, post a lot about the products. You share about your cleanse days, share about your beautiful shakes and your smoothie bowls, and you're going to have a lot of customers, and that's great. We have amazing solutions for them. But if you're telling yourself, I don't have any builders, no one's building this business with me, I'm going to challenge you to ask yourself, are you posting about the opportunity, right? Are you sharing about the opportunity? So I'm going to put the music on. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes, maybe a little less, to get a post up. And if you're like, I have no idea what to post about, let me rattle off some people to go look at. We share in Isogenics. Don't share their post, right? Be inspired about a picture they put up, be inspired about the verbiage, and then craft yours. So just with no hierarchy, just people that I think do this well. Tanya Kirkpatrick, Trudy Maples, Jessica Rigner, Renee Schreibman, Jamie Lynn Curley, Kristen Jenkins, Laura Laurie, Kelly Dickerhoof, Laura Stevens, right? Go look at some of these amazing leaders if you don't have something coming to mind. But if you had great results recently on a cleanse day, awesome. If you want to, shout out a team member, like, I'm so proud of Carolyn. She's 2 weeks into our program. Like, she's dropping pounds, releasing inches. Her energy's up. Way to go. And you're trying to shoot someone out or give someone a shout out to create a consultant. Like, awesome. I want you guys to think outside the box too, right? Like, you always want to be meeting with new people. You always want to be growing this. Jessica Rigner talked about this on Thursday in the Facebook groups, people that you're like-minded to. I'm in the Peloton groups like nobody's business, right? Not just because they're health and wellness people, it's my people. They're competitive, they're self-motivated, they work hard, they're into health and wellness, right? You have to be self-motivated to go put yourself down in your basement or wherever it is every single day. You don't care about that leaderboard if you're not competitive. Like, this is my ideal person. I put my own before and after picture in there the other day. Y'all are welcome to go look at it. There's over 2,000 people that have liked it. I'm currently in Facebook message jail because I've messaged so many people because of it. But I thought, you know what, that's really embarrassing. I'm like, I'm a nutritionist and my body didn't look that great. But I feel great right now because of Isogenics, and I want to help a lot of people through the holidays, okay? I talk about this opportunity. If you go scroll through my wall, I'm asking people, do you have the savings account, right? Do you have student loan debt? Because that was my story. Do you have multiple streams of revenue? If your paycheck ended today, how long can you go for, right? I talk about this with people because I want them to wake up. I want them to see that they've got to have multiple streams of revenue, that an income producing asset with a virtual franchise, where we change people's lives physically and financially is the best way. So I'm gonna shut up. I want you guys all to get a post up right now about the products, about the business, about the opportunity, about the culture. Scream it from the rooftops, what we have here at Isogenics.
Here's Love My Love by Robin Williams on Amazon Music.
If you guys are a little bit nervous right now and just want to do something quick, take a screenshot of this grid of the Zoom, right? And just put it in your stories. Like, I'm fired up to be working alongside my business partners, my friends, right? My teammates, changing hundreds of thousands of lives on Sunday mornings. Post that. You know, do a little story right now. Say, how are you starting out your Sunday? I'm starting mine so fired up to ignite people's lives, to share a solution that impacts families physically and financially. Let's chat, right? Like, can you imagine how some people are feeling right now? They're stressed, they got to go back to work tomorrow. They've got some deadline, some boss is up their email about what they haven't done. You want to know what they're not going to do? They're not going to walk in to a Zoom meeting tomorrow and be heard and be recognized and be seen and be celebrated like we do in Isogenics. Let people see what we do. Be bold. Stop worrying what they're thinking about you and worry more about not doing enough for somebody else. 30 more seconds. Feel free to tag me. I will tag you back. I'll share it. Like, if that helps you, I'm totally open to it. All right, you guys, we're moving right along here with the sheet. So the next piece, team building. I'm going to reference Kathy Coover's Driving the Line call because it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But she shared in here, which is so important, that 80% of our time should be recruiting and telling the Isogenic story and following up, and 20% is training. But you know what? 20% of that time, we do need to teach our teams how to do this. We really do need to focus on customer care. And that's why Penny is so good. If you guys are not using Penny, you need to use Penny, but she breaks it down, your new reach outs, but then the people who are on week 1, on week 2, who needs an unboxing call, who you need to circle back with, or whatever that may be. But when I think about team building, and here's on my IPA sheet, you guys, you don't have to memorize all this. Lauren and I both have put it in the chat many times, and you can find it on Isogenics business. But I list ideas of what to do with your current customers. Like, not only are you looking for new customers, but you want to keep your current customers. So that's checking in on people who are in Isobody, just reminding them to submit their after photos, teaching them that they've got to order 500 BV in the 16 weeks. We promote in Isogenics from event to event, from event to event, from event to event, okay? And I know we are all missing our live events. Trust me, I miss them so deeply. But our virtual events are amazing. This week was amazing. Like, how many of you wish you had more team members on this call, but how many of you actually reached out and told people to get on the freaking call? So NYKO, do not wait until January 1st to be like, oh, hey, by the way, there's this big event. I need you to block off Friday night and all day Saturday to participate in it. Because you know what people are going to be? Busy. You need to tell them now. Hey, normally we'd be going to Phoenix, but because of our pandemic, it's virtually. But this is the best training. What corporate's going to teach you in a day and a half, I cannot teach you in 2 years. I need you to block off your schedule, get a babysitter right now, and commit to being there. It's going to be $1,000 less than it would be if we were traveling. Invest in yourself. Let's make 2021 incredible, okay? So I'm gonna, for about 2 more minutes, because we're wrapping this up, I want you to do some team building activities. This can be a new customer. Hey, I want to help you put up your initial post on social media to help you get your products paid for. Are you open to having me help you do this? Promoting NYKO, checking in on them about IsaBody, teaching them about their back office. I want you to send out a couple messages right now to current customers and how to support them right now.
Here's Be a Light by Thomas Rhett, featuring Reba McEntire and others on Amazon Music. Down for the down, just yeah, Rise Up by Imagine Dragons on Amazon Music.
For the sake of time, you guys, I'm only going to give you about 60 seconds on this. You can always go back and do that. But in your power hours, when you don't have the training in there, right? You have new reach outs, you have new follow-ups, you've done your social media posts, that then you're checking in with new customers. I'm going to give you just about 20 seconds and we're going to move on.
The more I stray, the less I fear, the more I reach, the more I fade away. Darkness right in front of me, it's calling out, and I will walk away.
All right, as we bring this to a close, I will tell you, and I intentionally put this playlist together if you guys did not know that, but I think music is powerful. And when I message people, the number one thing that people will say back to me is like, you know what? I don't really know what you do, but you have the best energy. I really want to chat with you. Or like people always say to me, like, are you always this happy? Are you always this positive? Like my poor husband, because I like wake up, I'm like, what are you grateful for? He's like, dude, I haven't even had coffee yet. I'm like, who cares? What are you grateful for? Like he thinks I'm nuts, you know? We go to bed. I'm like, what's the best thing that happened to you today? And he's like, I'm like, no, really, what's the best thing that happened to you today? Like, this is how I've conditioned myself. Like, it's just normal now. And it felt awkward at first, but it's so important, right? So music will change you. What I'm going to lead into at the very end here on this IPA, you guys, I encourage you to listen to a podcast or read a book. We are inundated with junk, inundated. Like so much negativity. Like there's so many people in my life that I had to get off social media. I'm like, well, I can't because then I wouldn't have a business, right? That's not an option for me. But I'm like, you got to sort through. Even people that I thought I aligned with, I was like, whoa, you think like that? You know, like you've got to sort through the noise and stay clear. So every single day, you guys, every single day, because I shower every single day, and this is when I do it, I listen to a podcast, 10 to 30 minutes long. I've got my Alexa in the shower and I play it and I listen to Tony Robbins and I listen to Les Brown and I listen to Brendan Bouchard and I listen to Kathy Coover and I flood my brain with leadership. It's flooded with positivity, with people who are dreamers, right? People who are hungry, who are motivated, because I want to train my brain for that. I'm constantly reading. If y'all have not read Kathy Coover's book, get it, order it. What are you waiting for, right? Like that's our mama bear who's teaching us. I've read Simon Sinek. I've read John Maxwell. 10 pages a day. The wealthiest people in the world are constantly learning, constantly growing. So we're not going to do that now, but it's on your checklist. You don't have to do this in addition to, you don't have to sit and it's totally quiet and be able to take notes. Listen to it when you're driving. Make your car a university of personal development. And so the last little bit that I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to try and guide you through a little bit of a visualization, is setting goals. A lot of us are like, oh man, I don't want to set that goal because what if I fail? Okay. What if you get further along than where you are right now? So you're telling, you know what, by New Year's kickoff, I'm a 2-star, executive. And right now you're a consultant. Well, what if you don't hit 2-star executive? You could, but what if you don't? Okay. What if you're a director, 1-star? Are you closer to where you want to be? Are you moving the needle in the direction that you want to be? On this IPA sheet, and I teach my team to do this, I want them to write out their goals weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. This week, I'm committed to enrolling 3 brand new customers with value packs. I'm promoting my friend Becca to Crystal Consultant, and Kelly's going Crystal Manager, right? Like, be laser focused on what you're doing. Pen to paper makes it real. Now, there is a major piece that all of us are often missing that is so important, and this is your visualization. You have to see where you're going. If you can't visualize it, you don't have a map and you don't have the direction and you're just spinning in circles. Any leader, any person in personal development is going to tell you how important this is. Please do not wait until January 1st to make your vision board. Leaders, go first. You want to know what I'm doing next weekend? Making my vision board, because I'm springboarding into 2021. I am not waiting. Okay, like when that day comes, I'm already ready for 2021. I'm not waiting for other people to do it, right? I'm clear. If I showed you my vision board right now, I don't want to make you dizzy, but you guys can see that's the 8th one I've made. The first time someone told me to do it, I thought that they were freaking nuts. I said, you want me to just look at a bunch of pictures and those things are going to come true? And the other day I was looking over, I was like, wow, we got married exactly where I said I was going to. Right? A bill that I wanted to pay off is paid off. I gave a talk, like I go through, I'm like, oh my gosh, those things are happening. So I want you guys right now to get really clear on some goals. I would invite you to close your eyes. I know we're just a couple minutes over, so I honor your time. If you have to pop off, they'll do the replay. But I want to just walk you through a little bit of a visualization and take you into where you need to be, okay? I muted just so I could get the song to play. But I would love for you guys to just close your eyes. I'm going to end us on a high note of just setting you up for success and setting you up for where you're going, okay? Just take a deep breath wherever you are. If you're driving, please don't close your eyes. Just take a deep breath in, okay? And let go of all the noise. Let go of the things that hold you back. Let go of anybody who's ever sent you a message like, is this an MLM? Let go of someone who's returned in your business. It happens. It's okay. Not everybody loves whole blends. And I want you to start to see yourself as the leader you were created to be. I want you to see yourself as the dreamer that you are. I want you to hear Jessica Rigner and see your cycles with a 1 in front of them wherever they are right now. So if you cycled 10 times today, that a year from now, maybe they're 110 times. I want you to visualize your lanyard, that the next live event we get to go to, whether it's in the spring, it's in the summer, it's New Year's kickoff 2021 when this pandemic is over, that you are at least 1, if not 2, if not 3 ranks ahead of where you are right now. I want you to visualize yourself spearheading a team full of possibility, full of hope, full of inspiration. I want you to imagine your text going bananas. 100 to 200 people text you around noon lunchtime when we get paid on Mondays, celebrating their paychecks. People telling you they just put their kids through private school with cash. People telling you they paid off their student loan debt. People telling you they quit their other part-time job in the gig economy. I want you to see the members in your downline growing, and not because these are members in your tree, but these are lives you have changed. Picture the ripple effect of people getting healthy, people getting fit, people walking across the stage in the 100-pound club, crushing Isabody that are top 10 finalists. Picture the people in your team who are doing more for their families, who their stress in their life is better, that they're not worried about finances, that they trust that Isagenix is going to lead them to the top. I want you to see yourself earning awards, walking across as a woman of Isagenix, being a top leader in action, earning the heart of Isagenix, the spirit of Isagenix, because of how you've showed up for other people. I applaud you guys for showing up here today. I applaud you guys for being here all week long. We are so blessed to be here, part of Isagenix. Stay laser focused. Go out and be the light to the world. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Sunday. Cheering you all on. Love you guys. Bye. Happy Sunday.